A little bit about the documentary, because it's not just about you, it's not just about Manchester United, it's about the city as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about the city and the spirit of the city, the energy of the city. It's an industrial city with a lot of energy. It's an inspiring city. A lot of artists, musicians, sportsmen have been inspired by this city. I was born in Marseille, and Marseille had this kind of energy also. I grew up there, and Manchester United, yes, I was born to play for Manchester United.
Eric, did you know much about the club, about the history, about the city when you first arrived in Manchester? Did you learn all that when you came?
No, I didn't know a lot, but I felt this unbelievable energy. I felt the ghost of the wonderful players who play for Manchester United. A lot of great personalities. It's not only a club of players. It's a club who have been built on tragedy, on success. A lot of players with great personalities like George Best or Brian Robson, who play for Manchester United. And people love this kind of player in Manchester.
I love so much about this documentary, not least the very kind of early footage of the crowds. I mean, absolutely packed, weren't they, into the stadium?
Yeah, the energy is unbelievable. We can see today with great games and great players. In empty stadium, it's so boring. So the fans and the energy of the fans inside the stadium and outside the stadium is unbelievable.
And what about your relationship with the fans? I mean, when you arrived, we saw Mike Phelan there talking about you being a catalyst. There was amazing success at the club, you know, trophies coming virtually season after season. How was your relationship with the fans, and did you appreciate them as much as they loved you?
I love them as much as they love me. And Alex Ferguson was also a kind of father for me and for all of us. We respected him a lot, and we loved him a lot, and we still love him, and we still respect him.
And I think that's a two-way street as well. Of course, he's got a documentary out at the moment as well. I wondered, Eric, you talked there really lovingly, and in the documentary, about the relationship between the fans and the players, and the relationship between the fans and the club, and the culture and the history, and all that is wrapped up within that. Given all that, what did you make of the European Super League proposal and the fact that Manchester United were involved in that, and the subsequent reaction from the fans to that as well? Did that feel like a betrayal from a fan's point of view, do you think?
I think the fans have to be respected, this idea, but they didn't do it. So I don't think they respected the fans. And as I said to you before, we can see games now in empty stadium, and it's so boring. So the fans are the most important. So maybe they should pay the fans to come to the game.
That's a radical move. How much?
Because the price of the ticket are more and more expensive. I think they should, they should pay them to come, because they create the atmosphere. If you go on stage and there is nobody in a room or in a theater, it's boring for everybody. Because we all take the energy of the people, and different people, and every time, every night, every minute is different, because the energy of everybody is different. So even for players, you ask players if they prefer to play in an empty stadium or a full stadium. They take the energy of the people. It's the fans who create the adrenaline. It's not winning a trophy. Yeah, of course it's important, but it's important when you have all this energy around you. So the fans need to be respected. Maybe now they need to have the voting rights, equal voting rights, or maybe have the half of the shares, and maybe they should for some clubs, elect a chairman for 6 years, And so it's democratic, Good Football needs to be democratic also.
It's really interesting hearing you talk about that. Would you ever return to football yourself in any kind of capacity, given that you're so passionate about how the fans should be treated?
I would love to do so many things, you know, but I don't have time to do it. I would love to be eternal, to be not so stressed, you know, by time. But it's good to realize that someday we have to die. And from now to the day I die, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, I have to do things that I love to do. You know, and I would love to do so many things. Be involved in football, I would love to. But I love to do so many things. And I have to choose. And the talents come from the choice, you know, also. I don't know if I got talent, but I am big enough and strong enough to choose myself.
I think, Eric, people enjoy listening to you on any subject because you do come across as a deep thinker. I'm sure many of our viewers will remember your famous quote about, you know, when the seagulls follow the trawler, which confused a lot of people but is still quoted a lot now. Do you think are you more philosophical now than you were then? Have you sort of, I see you giggling away at that.
I've never been a philosophical. You know, I just react. If I don't think about things. You know, these days there was so many journalists in the room, and they wanted me to say something. I didn't want to speak to anybody, and the lawyer from the club asked me to say something. I say, oh, yeah, okay, I will say something. So I said, whatever. You know, I could have said, the sky is blue, but I love to see and watch the boats, and who is in the boat? Maybe he's looking about something else. I don't know. He go and see through the sea and maybe see a shark, but I can be a shark in a river. I don't know. You know. So I say that, and they were happy.
I love it. Can I ask you, because you've spoken really passionately about football now as well, and that importance of the fans, and you mentioned about clubs paying fans to turn up to games. There'll be a lot of Manchester United fans who are really interested in what you feel about the future of the club. And I don't know whether you want to answer on this, but what do you think about the Glazers and their involvement? Do you think that should end? Do you think the club should move on? Do you think that something needs to change with regards to that?
I think, as I said to you before, they should maybe let 50% of the share, you know, to the fans. And from €1 to 10,000 euro, maybe, you know. And you have the voting right in proportion of the percentage of the share you got, you know. Maybe, I don't know. But they should give the fans more power. You know, it's a football club, you know. Football is a team. As I said to you before, it's a balance between the players. It's a relationship between everybody. It's not only a business, you know. It's can be a business, but we have to respect everybody and to put all the right things on the right side to express ourselves. And everybody needs to express themselves, you know. And it's we live in a democratic. We are lucky to live in democratic countries.
Do you think the Glazers can win back the support of the fans, or is it game over?
I think there is different possibilities. They can live, and they can give equal voting rights to the fans. So it will be fair for everybody. And then they do whatever they want, you know. As far as they respect the fan and the fans have equal voting rights, I think I'm happy.
Okay.
Eric, is it true that it's your birthday today?
Is it true? Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! What have you got planned?
Thank you very much. They say to me that I was born the 24th of May, 1966. I'm 55 today. Maybe I will die in 77 years.
Tell me,
maybe before, maybe after. I think. I hope.
What are you going to do for your birthday? Do you have a celebration age 55?
What will I do for my birthday? I don't know. I will. I don't know. I will take a bike and try to bike on a river.
Okay. Well, watch out for seagulls. And Eric, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
Really
Bye-bye.
good to chat. Thank you so much.
The one and only Eric Cantona. The United Way is on Sky Documentaries at 9 o'clock tonight and is available on demand. You know,